Thank you, Your Excellency, for a really wonderful and inspiring speech. And thank you to all the Omani government VIPs who have come this morning. I know some of you have stopped here on your way to an important government meeting. Thank you for gracing us this morning. An oasis of calm in a busy world. That was my idea of this mindful luxury conference when I first conceived it 18 months ago. But who then could have imagined just how chaotic, how disturbing, and how unsettling the world would become, and how prescient this title now seems. And we're not just talking about the current historical political upheavals in Europe, nor the arrival of Donald Trump in America. There's also a turbulence in our luxury world. What was once, as the French put it so elegantly, luxe, calme et volupté, is no longer a gentle, delicious, sensual pleasure. Luxury today has become a more chaotic confusion of commerce on speed. See now, buy now, shut down the bricks and mortar stores, buy online, make luxury available to all. Surely, surely it's time for a genuine change in attitude and action. This peaceful country, Oman, and this exceptional hotel, literally an oasis in the desert, gives us all time for real contemplation. I have nothing against Dubai. What woman would not want to gaze at the largest shoe collection for retail therapy in the world of commerce, especially when it includes mini-me collections from Aquazzura, whose designer is a speaker tomorrow, and by Karl Lagerfeld. Although I must tell you as a fashion editor that Karl's kiddie footwear looks more suited to his cat Choupette than a little baby. Note that I was ahead of this mini-me trend by asking Raffaele Napoleoni months ago to speak at this conference about Generation Bambini, as they say in Italy. But those little kids are already growing up in a changed world. There's a definite shift from the material to the immaterial. I've thought deeply about the fact that a recent survey of teenagers across the world proved that they were far more concerned about losing their phones than losing their money purses. That means that they don't want to lose connections to friends and family, music, and a world of choices that now seems far more important than the coins that can be traced back to the earliest civilizations. The same passion for the immaterial is embedded in frankincense, symbolic of Oman, as Saeed Badir, His Excellence, just told us, for centuries. We have here in every waft a reminder that fragrance is not only a joy, but it has also been a therapeutic force, driving Oman to look outwards from the Middle East to the wider world. With Oman washed by 3 different seas, you will notice that India, really just around the corner from here, figures very strongly in this conference. Indian family connections in Oman go back, I believe, at least 300 years. A whiff of change can be found in global fashion, with Albert Elbaz moving into fragrance with Frédéric Malle, providing another subtle change of pace. Other dramatic shifts involve not high fashion, but high tech, as Instagram pushes beauty into the digital age. I believe I was the first to recognize in a previous CNI conference in Florence, Italy, another breaking wave. It's about female designers who are making jewels and making the news. This, once again, to me, seems like a societal shift that will slowly change attitudes. A surprising number of these women come from the Middle East, and particularly from Lebanon, as you will hear at the conference tomorrow. The most powerful slow burn change at this super speedy moment is the rise of non-material luxury. We're beginning to swap objects for experience, or at least to see a spa vacation, especially here in this hotel, as significant and pleasurable as buying a new handbag. The subtle shift beyond luxury to a wider spend on dream holidays or just on a foot massage is extending the landscape of luxury. The ultimate challenge for those of us in the industry is how to express that change in words, how to reboot the mindset about what luxury stands for. And here is a big question for you all. Should we even challenge the word luxury itself, given that its meaning has been eroded? I had a very deep and interesting conversation with Carla Fendi, the matriarch of the great Italian company now owned by LVMH. Carla Fendi isn't here today, but she's here in spirit. And she is adamant that the language has to be changed to strip fine goods of fancy words and get back to their roots. So this is what Carla Fendi, one of the 5 sisters of the family's 2nd generation, actually said to me. So this is quoting from her. "I would like to be there with you at the conference to share experiences and forecasts about the future, which is almost always unexpected, however bold our projections may be. Such an important moment deserves deep reflection and in-depth analysis. I have personally witnessed that during crises, the only thing which survives is quality, objective quality of the product, but also symbolic quality, including the metaphoric value embedded in the word quality, which I believe is confused with the word luxury. I cannot forget the expression on my mother's face when she would tell us, that's the 5 daughters, luxury stands for quality, Fendi stands for quality and avant-garde. I am realizing that in our language and in other languages, the meaning of the term luxury has already been eroded. Perhaps only the luxe of the French language has maintained the term's meaning intact. That is why, at this particular moment in time, the term quality could be used as a substitute for any other word that intends to signify something that is extremely refined, cared for, creative, and exclusive in its modernity. Those are Carla Fendi's words, which I think deserve a round of applause. By the way, I must tell you that if quality is about things that last, Fendi has a pretty good track record with Karl Lagerfeld, who's the first designer in the world, including his work for Chanel, to have reached 50 years at Fendi, 50 years with a single company. That's quite something. I am not sure myself, to be honest, that the word of luxury itself really needs to be changed, although its meaning should be perhaps redefined. But Carla Fendi's comment that quality is the beating heart of luxury is something to contemplate when you step out on the sand for your yoga class tomorrow morning at 6:30, watching the red ball of sun rise above those Oman mountains. I would like to leave you at the start of this conference with another thought. It came to me on another earlier visit to Oman. I went up the green mountain to the Alila retreat, looking over the unbroken landscape and empty sky. Tell me, is there anywhere in this crazy world and in our crazy lives, is there a greater luxury than time? Thank you very much.